My name is Isabel Schaefer. I'm a junior and I compete vault and bars, and I grew up in Huntersville, North Carolina. I started gymnastics when I was 2 years old. My mom put me in mommy and me classes. I can't remember a time where I didn't do gymnastics. It's kind of always been a part of me. I think I started competing around 5 years old, and I've loved it ever since. Always wanted to come to UNC, I think ever since 5th grade when I heard they had a gymnastics team. So I came to the gymnastics camps, and as soon as I stepped on campus, I fell in love with it. And growing up in North Carolina, I've always been a Tar Heel fan, so always been a place I wanted to come. My overall experience has really just been a dream come true. It's everything I wanted it to be and more. It's so hard to pick just one because there's been so many, but the first one that comes to my mind was my first meet in Carmichael. It was against Auburn, so it was a packed crowd.
With a tri-meet between the North Carolina Tar Heels, the Auburn Tigers, and the Bowling Green Falcons, this place is buzzing.
Nothing compares like the first time you step out in Carmichael and get to compete in front of a home crowd. My teammates and I, we really are like sisters. They are my best friends, and we spend every waking moment together. And I'm just so lucky to be a part of something that helps me become like who I want to be and who's always there to support me. I'm just excited to compete with my teammates in the first ACC championship in Greensboro, and I can't wait to be part of this historic season. For me, being a Tar Heel means so many different things. It means that you're a part of a family and you get to compete and be amongst the best of the best, athletically and academically. I'm so grateful to be a Tar Heel and be a part of this amazing university.
Greatness is
second highest score on bars this season. North Carolina with a 48.75 in their first rotation on vaults. So we go to rotation number 2 now. Clemson will be on vaults. Really, who stands out to you from this group?
very excited to see Trinity Brown. She's in that anchor spot for Clemson. Last week she had a solid Yurchenko 1.5, landed with a 9.95. She's explosive and dynamic, and I just love watching her ball.
Over to bars, North Carolina competing on bars in rotation 2. No Lolly Decanoidzo for the Tar Heels this week. She suffered a minor injury last week against NC State, so a couple of changes for Carolina. Joey, what do you see?
I'm looking forward to seeing Isabel Schaefer tonight. She has such clean lines and a great bar routine, great distance on her release moves, and last week she had a nice stick on her landing.
Trying to improve upon a season low 48.525. Mentioned the Tar Heels word of the week being boom. Last week it was build, and Danny Durante said, you know, there's still some elements of build this week too. They go hand in hand, being able to keep the momentum going in the upward trajectory, just competing with that confidence, and as the word suggests, creating a boom.
Absolutely. We're still very early in the season. This is only the third meet for both teams. We're still building endurance and building confidence.
Clemson assistant coach Maddie Hargrave. Look at those Tigers on the shirt. You wouldn't know by the shirt that she is a Tar Heel, 2019 Carolina alum. Now in her first season as a Clemson assistant coach in the inaugural season of Clemson Gymnastics. Rebecca Wells will start things off on vault for the Tigers. 9.725 a week ago. Career best 9.9 for the Utah State transfer.
Yurchenko full, just a slight hop back on the landing, but a very nice lead-off vault for the Tigers.
Another great performance from Wells with the 9.85 on bars last rotation.
Took a little hop back in the step, but you notice how she stayed right between those two lines. Just a small deduction for the landing.
Jamie Shearer on bars for Carolina.
Jamie had a great routine last week. I know she's trying to build on making sure we're completely vertical on our handstands. That was was a great handstand to start off with. A blind change into a Jaeger. Nice distance from the bar. Another nice handstand. Oh no.
That's unfortunate.
She was held onto the high bar a little bit too long and had to arch and dismount the bar. That'll be a 5/10 deduction for her.
Now the rest of the bar lineup for the Tar Heels will be under pressure to make sure that Carolina does not have to count a fall.
Nice handstand to finish off the routine. A double layout and a small step forward. Nice handstand. She just held onto the high bar a little too long. Her feet came apart and she had to turn and dismount the bar. It's disappointing for Jamie.
Her score is in for Wells, a 9.725 for her on vault. Now Eve Jackson after Wells' season high.
That was a nice Yurchenko full for Eve. A small hop back on the landing. She looked a little bit sideways on the vault. Let's take a look at the replay. It looks like her foot did stay on, is just right on the line. That could be a small deduction depending on where the judges are sitting.
Barely, and she hit that line right in front of the judges, which can't help.
Correct.
Back over to bars for the Tar Heels. Jessica Naranjo, the freshman from South Florida. 9.6 a week ago. 9.65 her career best in her young career. That was set 2 weeks back in the Sprouts Farmers Market Collegiate Quad out in Utah.
A little bit of added pressure since that first routine had a miss. You know, we put 6 gymnasts up and we try to count the 5 best scores.
It's a 9.15 for sure. As a competitor, Julie, when one of your teammates has a fall and now you're under that pressure to make sure that you don't have to count the fall, what is that like mentally?
You know, sometimes we didn't used to watch our teammates compete. We try to kind of get in our own zone. There's a lot of pressure as it is in gymnastics. We don't need to add our extra pressure, but, you know, for this freshman, she did a pack salto to the low bar and had to hit her feet and unfortunately came off the bar. She was a little far away on that release move. Here she goes with that pack salto. A little far away, as you can see, her hands were too far away. She couldn't hold her feet up.
So now all that talk, Julie, of Carolina trying to prevent counting a fall goes by the wayside, unfortunately.
That's correct. Now we just need to finish strong because we're going to have to count one of these falls. So we want the biggest score we can get. A nice half and half out dismount. A small hop in the landing. Nice giants there. Really nice dismount. A small step back. A good finish after that fall.
Molly Arnold will be next on vault for the Tigers. Sophomore from Minnesota. 9.8 a week ago. 9.85 the career high for her.
I think this is the first look we're going to see at that Yurchenko 1.5, which is a blind landing. Nice fall. A little low off the table, not a huge block. Had to take a step back on the landing. That'll be a small deduction. A little bent legged and a little hop back.
Is that because of the lack of height off the table?
Absolutely. You saw when she reached back for the table, her shoulders weren't extended, and that prevents the height at the end of the table. Overall, a nice vault. Like I said earlier, we're still very early in the season. These athletes trying to find their grooves, getting into the swing of things.
Speaking of the swing of things, Julia Noer will be swinging on the bars. 9.7 a week ago, 9.9 the career high for the junior all-arounder. Julia mentioned early in the season, we are still a few weeks away from NQS territory. You need 6 meets worth of scores for the national qualifying score, which helps determine which teams qualify for the NCAA postseason. Carolina's been there each of the last 2 years after having not gone since 2017.
Yes, last year was fun to watch the Tar Heels at regionals. They had a great showing. It's so fun to be at these big meets with all these great teams, and UNC did a phenomenal job.
Vault score coming in for Arnold, it's a 9.775 for her. Eve Jackson, by the way, on vault prior to Arnold, a 9.725.
Looks like the scores are building over there for Clemson.
What might be taking so long here to get Noah ready to go on bars and get that scoring?
It looks like the judges have a little discrepancy in their start values. So they came together just to make sure that they both saw the same thing and they have the same start values. When you have a fall, sometimes it takes a little bit to ensure you've seen everything in that routine.
It's a 9.025 for Noah, or rather for Naranjo. Noah gets the green flag to go.
Julie's been working really hard on this bar team. She's been working to clean up her form, nice tight legs throughout the routine. Nice handstand to start off, into a ginger. Another nice handstand, toe handstand, into an overshoot. Nice cast handstand. And a nice dismount.
Beautiful landing for Noah.
Nice high release move here. Slight separation of the legs when she caught that bar. And a nice dismount with the old college stick. Judges are really looking for landings today. They want nice chest up and down and their feet to be very still before they salute.
That's been a point of emphasis for all the coaches we've talked to early in the season. Warren Rutherford on vaults.
Wow, a nice Yurchenko 1.5 for Lauren. She drilled that landing, a nice stick.
And Yurchenko 1.5 is a 10.0 start value.
That blind landing is very difficult. You see how she spots that landing, heads down, feet remain nice and still. Great landing and a great vault for Lauren.
It was a 9.85 a week ago. I think that score could exceed it right there for Rutherford. To bars for Gwen Fink. The all-arounder with a 9.825 a week ago. Her best is a 9.9. Second team All-Eagle, which is the former conference of Carolina Gymnastics last season.
Excited to see Gwen's bar team. She's so strong and consistent on this event.
Score is in. It's a 9.7 season high for her on bars.
Nice handstand into a blind change. Jaeger, she was a little close to the bar. I think she clipped her foot on the bar. Stopped her swing there. Nice overshoot, nice recovery to the low bar. Nice handstand to finish the routine. And a nice double layup dismount. The small hop on the landing. That was definitely an uncharacteristic mistake for Gwen. She just pulled into the bar a little bit and caught with the top of her grip on the bar. Caused her to miss her hand and had to re-grip the bar there.
Scoring-wise, what's the advantage there by not letting go?
So when you stop the routine like that and make an adjustment, there's deductions for the extra swing. She won't get the full 5/10 deduction, but she'll still see a pretty major deduction for that.
Back to vault, Madison Minner for Clemson after Rutherford, by the way, a career high 9.925 as we predicted.
Looked like Madison did a tucked 1.5 Yurchenko, which is the 10-0 start value. A little crunched on the table, bent arms there. Little issue with the landing. Overall, nice vault. Pretty hard to come after that nice 9.925.
You mean it's
from
difficult
Lauren
to follow that up?
Sometimes.
Isabel Schaefer, who we heard from in her own words between rotations. Junior from the Charlotte area. 9.8 a week ago. Career best, a 9.925. Where she was ACC Specialist of the Week 2 weeks back in the quad out in Utah. First ever Tar Heel to earn ACC Specialist of the Week. This first year of ACC Gymnastics since 1984. Clemson adding their program, enabling the ACC to sponsor the sport for the first time in 40 years. Carolina, NC State, Clemson, and Pitt meeting in this inaugural season.
Gwen has great lines on this event. She's super consistent in practice and in warm-ups. Let's hope she can put a good routine together tonight.
Competing after a 9.275 for Fink.
Nice handstand to start the routine. A blind change into a straddled Jaeger. Nice distance from the bar. Another nice handstand. Nice lines, nice toe point. Judges are really looking for that nice straight body. Half in, half out dismount for a stop landing. That was an awesome routine. Way to come back after a couple tough routines before her.
Absolutely ignites the crowd in Carmichael Arena.
That half in, half out, and she nails the landing. Her feet do not move, and she is happy about that.
Another 9.925 for her, maybe?
I would say so.
It's a 9.775 for Minner on vaults. Trinity Brown will be the anchor of this rotation for Clemson.
Hold your horses. This is a big one. Yurchenko way out full. You can see how far she is down the mat. She had a slight hop backwards, a little pike down. That'll be a slight deduction, but such a dynamic vault.
The distance here is what really stands out.
The foot was right on that line, but I don't think there'll be a deduction for that.
Currently, Clemson in line to drop a 9.725. Carolina would drop the 9.025 for Naranjo. Will be counting the fall for Shearer, a 9.15, and the 9.275 for Fink. Kaya Forbes up next.
Looks like you were right. 9.925 for Isabel Schaefer.
Matches her career high, her fourth career 9.925.
Well deserved. Nice handstand on the low bar. Toe handstand. Chappage to the high bar. Into an overshoot. Nice form. Legs were a little separated there. Nice last handstand to end the routine. A nice full-in dismount. A little bit of chest down on the landing. Small deduction from the judges on that. Overall, a very nice routine. She should be happy with that.
Forbes did not compete on bars last week, but she's back in the lineup this week due to Decanoids' absence. The Trinity Brown score is in. It's a 9.75. Vault exhibition for the Tigers. Kate Bryant competing. Bryant's a freshman from Littleton, Colorado.
We've seen tonight. We've seen all Gymnastics except for that. That front entry is very difficult. She got a nice block off the table, nice distance from the horse. Chest was up in the landing, just had a small step. Great vault.
Trying to show that she's ready for the lineup. So Brown's 9.75 over on vault. Clemson will drop the 9.725. 48.95 on vault for the Tigers, their second highest score of the season. Here's an exhibition on bars for Carolina. Amy Wozniak, sophomore from Wheaton, Illinois, has not competed on bars as a collegiate gymnast. She's only appeared competitively on floor for the Tar Heels.
Nice handstand into a blind change. Nice Jaeger. Nice height above the bar. Into a nice overshoot handstand. Another nice handstand on that high bar. Into a full blind double tuck dismount with a small hop back. A great routine.
Carolina's score is in on bars. It's a 47.675 for the Tar Heels. Clemson opening up an advantage in their first ever road meet. We'll look back at their first home meet when we continue.